Hey everybody, it's Emily from Arc Schooling, and this is my review of Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9, Battle of the Bastards. So you may have noticed I didn't make a video last week because I've been sick. I've had a horrible cough. I've been super sick for the last week. I'm finally feeling better, so I'm going to try to do this video. I don't know how far I'm going to get, but I'm making an attempt. So this was the most epic of battle episodes. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this on TV. It was amazing. I might gush a little bit, but I felt like this episode was pretty much the most epic episode we've gotten so far from Game of Thrones. Which is saying something, because we've had some pretty epic episodes. So I'm just going to divide this in half. We're going to start with the Dany half, because this is really only two storylines, mainly. So in the beginning we get the Dany half of the episode, and Dany has finally come into her own, kind of. She's always been sort of on the edge, but she's finally, like, taken power. So she shows up, Meereen is being sieged again. This is the second siege of Meereen. And, excuse me, and she shows up to surrender and lets the guys talk their smack for a minute. And then, you know, she's like, oh, by the way, I have 3 dragons. I have a Dothraki horde. I have a second sons. I have the Unsullied. You guys have crap. And she just takes over. And I love that Dany always does that. She always, like, at the very last possible second, she just sort of turns the tables on people. No one ever expects anything of her, being that she's not only a woman, but, I mean, in the book, she's only like 14. So she doesn't appear to be very threatening. Except that she totally is. I love that we finally got to see all 3 dragons. And that was just a really great scene. Excuse me. Like I said, I don't know how far I'm going to get. I'm going to try. Okay, so then Yara and Theon show up, and I like that Dany and Yara kind of bond over their crappy fathers. And I think that if it was Theon coming to ask for his kingdom, I think she might not have been so keen, but because it was Yara and because it was a woman, and Dany's all about the girl power, I think that she sort of warmed up to it. So what will the Ironborn do if they aren't pirates? Like, are they going to become merchants? Or I can't. They do not sow. They can't farm. So I don't know what else they can do. Then let's finally get to the main part of this episode, which was the Battle of the Bastards. I love the contrast this whole episode between Jon, who's willing to do whatever it takes to fight for his family, and Ramsay, who is willing to sit back and let other people fight his battles so that he doesn't have to get his hands dirty. Sad that Rickon died. I'm holding out hope that he's got an awesome book plot, because I feel like they didn't know what to do with him in the show. So they just sort of did away with him to one less character to have to worry about. But I don't know. And the battle itself was literally probably one of the most amazing battle scenes I've ever seen. Because I remember when I was 15, I went to go see Braveheart in the movie theater when it first came out. And that movie, like, blew my mind. It was so good. I mean, I've always been a sucker for historical drama and, like, medieval anything, but that movie was just like, that's what battle's like. Like, that was the first time I realized, like, oh my god. Like, you read about battles being bloody affairs and terrifying, but to actually be in the middle of it and see what that's like, ugh. And that was nothing compared to what we witnessed in the Battle of the Bastards. That was the most terrifying battle scene. It's literally chaos, and you don't know who you're even fighting against. You're just like whipping your sword around and hoping that you hit an enemy. And the bodies piling up. It was horrifying. It was completely like just, and you could see that the fear and the chaos and the shock on Jon's face. Like even he didn't really know what to expect. This was his first like real battle like that. I mean, he fought for the Night's Watch against the wildlings, but that wasn't even as chaotic, I feel like. And I was excited to see Wun-Wun get to fight, but then I'm sad. I'm so sad that Wun-Wun died. Because he was the last giant. I was so mad at Ramsay. I was like, oh, you're going to get it now. So I like that before the battle, Sansa tries to warn Jon. And she's like, you don't know him. He's going to do things. He lays traps. He's not going to fall for anything you do. And Jon fell right into his trap when he ran up to go get Rickon. I was like, dang it, Jon, don't do that. That's what he wanted you to do. But, of course, Jon's not, he's in the moment. He's living in the moment and not really thinking through what's about to happen. So, then the Vale finally shows up at the last possible minute. I'm like, come on, Littlefinger. The whole episode I was like, where are they? But, of course, they show up, like, right at the nick of time. And Jon and Tormund and Wun-Wun go chasing Ramsay into Winterfell, who he thinks he's going to hide, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do, but Wun-Wun takes down the gate, and they go in, and he kills Wun-Wun. But then, I like that Ramsay was eaten by his dogs. How fitting an end. The whole episode, I'm like, how is Ramsay going to go down? I feel like he needed an epic death to make up for the fact that he was such a horrible person that he needed some sort of like epic death scene. So I kept thinking like, are they gonna flay him? No, no one's gonna flay him. Who does that? Ramsay does that. No one else does that. But I like that he got eaten by his dogs. My one question is, where the crap is Ghost? Why have we not seen Ghost in like the entire season? We haven't seen him since Jon came back to life. Where is he? You would think that Ghost would have been handy to have in a battle, although I would have been afraid that he'd get killed. So I'm kind of glad he wasn't in the battle, but at the same time, where is he? So, oh, and Davos, while he's walking, because he can't sleep, he finds the pyre and Shireen's toy, and he puts 2 and 2 together, and I think there's going to be some kind of epic showdown with Melisandre and Davos. I don't think he's mad. I don't think he's going to put up with her Lord of Light crap too much longer. Bringing back Jon doesn't make up for the fact that she burned a little girl. So I just feel like shit's about to hit the fan with that. And predictions other than that. Alright, so next week is the finale, which is like there's too many things to tie. There's too many storylines. How are we doing this? So my main 3 predictions. Cersei's going to burn King's Landing. That's the rumor she was talking to Qyburn about. I believe that the fact that they brought up the wildfire so many times this season, that's what it is. So she's got all her wildfire stashed. Is the Sept, I think, would be the main place to set on fire, since that's where everyone's going to be. So I think she's gonna burn this city to the ground, finally. She's been threatening it for seasons. So it's about time she actually does it. And I think that's why Jaime's going to kill her. Valonqar prophecy, the little brother is going to be her end, and I think he's going to kill her because she's going to do what Aerys did, and he can't deal with that, and he'll kill her because his honor compels him to, and then he'll kill himself because he can't deal with the fact that he killed the one person he loved. So that's my Lannister prediction. I think Dany's going to finally set sail now that she has enough ships. She's going to start on her way over to Westeros, so that maybe at the beginning of next season-ish we'll see her land. And I think the White Walkers are going to take down the wall. We saw Bran a little bit. I think he's going to cross the wall. The magic mark on his hand is going to bring down the wall, and the walkers are going to come across. It's going to be awesome. So those are my main predictions. Oh, and I think Arya might show up. They showed them in the previews that the Freys and the Lannisters are celebrating they got River Run back, and wouldn't it be fitting for Walder Frey to get taken down by no one? I don't know. I don't know what the timeline is, so I don't know how far she is. If this happened weeks ago and she's been on her way for a little while. I mean, Braavos is only like a couple days sail across. It's a narrow sea. It's really not very far. So I don't think it would take her that long to get back once she gets there. And it just depends on if they give her Littlefinger's teleportation device and she gets there faster. I don't know. So, and what does Littlefinger want? I was thinking in my head the whole episode, like, okay, so what is she going to offer him? Because Littlefinger is sort of an enigma. I don't know what he wants. Does he want Sansa? Or does he have higher aspirations? What is it that he wants? I think Sansa's going to think, oh, he wants me. But does he? Don't know. I mean, I feel like partially he does because she's so much like Kat. So much like her mother. But I don't know. I don't know what exactly Littlefinger wants. And I think that it would be really interesting to find out. I don't know. I would love to get an inside, in-depth look into Littlefinger's mind. So that is my review for episode 9, Battle of the Bastards. Did you watch? What did you think? Let's talk about it down below in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!